Hi everyone, today I'm going to show you how to crochet a preemie hat. The details of this pattern are listed in the description below, and as well as a link for the written pattern. I'll be using Bernat softee baby yarn and a 5mm crochet hook. Let's get started. So we're going to begin with a magic ring. You're just going to lay the yarn across your fingers and wrap it around like this. Put the hook under the first piece, over the second piece, and just scoop up a loop onto your hook and carefully pick up your working yarn. We're going to chain one, and then making sure that we work over both pieces of the yarn here. We're going to single crochet 6 times. So push your hook in the magic ring, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through both loops. Push your hook in the ring, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, and pull through both loops on your hook. If any of these stitches are going too quickly for you, please do also have a look at the stitch tutorials that I have also listed, linked in the description below. All right, so 6 single crochets into our magic ring, and then we're going to grab that little tail end here from what we were crocheting over top of and pull the ring closed. We're going to find that chain one space from the beginning of this round, and we're going to close our round with a slip stitch into that chain one space. Okay, so just push your hook right through the chain one space. It can be a little bit tricky at the beginning here. And you're just going to yarn over your hook and pull right through both of those loops that are on your hook to slip stitch. All right, so that's our first round. And we're going to be increasing for a few rounds. So let's go ahead and begin the next round. We're going to chain one. We're going to single crochet twice into each stitch around. So push your hook through that stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop. You've got 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through both loops. We're going to go right back into that very same stitch and single crochet again. And we're going to do the same thing into every stitch. So we began with 6 single crochets in our magic ring, and now that we're working 2 single crochets into every single stitch all the way around, by the end of this round, you should have a total of 12 stitches. And I'm just going to continue with you all the way around, working our, I split my yarn a little there, 2 single crochets in every stitch all the way around, almost back at the beginning. All right, so now we're going to close with a slip stitch in that chain one space from the start of our round, and we're going to begin our next round with a chain one. All right, so as I said, we should have 12 stitches now. Okay, so let's begin our next round. We're going to continue to increase. So we're going to work 2 single crochets into that first stitch, 1 single crochet into the next, 2 single crochets into the following stitch, 1 single crochet into the next. And we're just going to continue doing this all the way around. And by the end of this round, you should have a total of 18 stitches. Almost back at the beginning. All right, so we're going to close this round with a slip stitch into our chain one space and start our next round with a chain one. Continuing to increase, we're going to work 2 single crochets into that first stitch, 1 single crochet into each of the following 2 stitches. 2 single crochets into the next one. 1 single crochet into each of the following 2 stitches. And we're just going to go ahead and continue. You can pause, do that all the way around, close with a slip stitch, chain 1, and then come back. By the end, you should have 24 stitches. Okay, we're going to begin our next round still increasing. So we're going to work 2 single crochet into our first stitch, 1 single crochet into each of the following 3 stitches. 2 single crochet into the next, and 1 into each of those following 3 stitches. And you're going to continue working this all the way around. By the end of this round, you should have 30 stitches. So go all the way around, close with a slip stitch, chain 1, and then come back. Okay, so now we have one more increase round to do. So we're working our 2 single crochet in the first stitch, 1 single crochet into each of the following 4 stitches. 2 into the next, and then 1 into each of the following 4. And you're going to work that all the way around. By the end of this round, you should have 36 stitches in total. So go ahead, keep on working this all the way around. And of course, when you get to the beginning, you're going to close this round with a slip stitch in your chain 1 space. Chain 1 and come back. Okay, so now let's chain 1. And I'm going to grab my stitch marker here. And I'm just going to put my stitch marker into my chain 1 space at the beginning of my round here. All right, we're going to work 1 single crochet stitch into every stitch all the way around. And you're going to do this for a total of 8 rounds. So just literally 1 single crochet into every single stitch all the way around. We're finished with our increasing, which worked on the crown of the hat. Now we're working on the hat height. Okay, so just go ahead and work your 1 single crochet into every stitch all the way around, close with a slip stitch, chain 1. Repeat that for a total of 8 rounds and then come back. Okay, so now that you've finished those rounds, we're going to go ahead and remove our stitch marker and move on to our next step. So we're going to do 1 decrease round. We're going to work 1 single crochet. Of course, I did my chain 1 already. So 1 single crochet into each of the first 7 stitches. 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now we're going to decrease. So we're taking these 2 stitches and turning them into 1. We're going to push our hook through the first stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, hold on to that and go into the next stitch beside it, yarn over, pull up a loop. And we're going to yarn over, pull through all 3 loops on our hook. Let's do 1 single crochet into each of the next 7 stitches. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now we're going to decrease again. Push your hook in, yarn over, pull up a loop, go into the very next stitch beside it, push your hook through, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops on your hook. So you're just going to repeat this around, close with a slip stitch, and come back. Okay, so now we finished our decrease round. Let's chain 1. I'm going to grab my stitch marker and mark the beginning of this round because we need to do a few. So I like to use a stitch marker so I can keep track of my rounds. All right, so now we're going to work 1 single crochet into every single stitch all the way around, and of course we're closing each round with a slip stitch, beginning each round with a chain 1. So you're just going to go ahead working 1 single crochet in each stitch all the way around and do that for a total of 3 rounds and come back. Okay, so let's take our stitch marker out now that we've finished those rounds, and we're actually now done. So we're going to work on our finishing here. So pull up a little bit of a tail end, get your hook out of there, and then go ahead and grab your scissors and just fasten it off. Pull the rest of that little piece through so it's secured, and flip your hat inside out. We're going to now use our yarn needle to weave in these tail ends to hide and secure them. I always make my tail ends a little bit too long. I don't know why I do that, but because I always end up fastening it off. I'm not going to literally weave in this entire tail end. I'm just going to kind of weave it in and out of a few of the stitches on the inside of the hat. And so a couple times in and out, make the last one a little bit of a knot. I just go through the loop there and pull it really tight so it's soft and doesn't feel like a knot, and grab my scissors and fasten it off. Do the same thing with the tail end from the start of your work. Remember that we started with a magic ring. I like to do a magic ring because it closes the work completely, but there is always a little chance of it opening up. So I like to go, when I'm hiding in the tail end from the start of my work, which is at the magic ring, I like to really focus on going in and out of where that opening would be if it were to open. That way you secure it and it stays closed this way. So I weave my tail end in and out, go through that last loop to tie it like a knot, pull it real tight. That's not coming out. Okay, and of course, grab my scissors, fasten that off. Not the best camera angle there, I'm sorry. Okay, and pushing my work back around so it's not inside out anymore. And there you have it. Your crochet preemie hat. I hope you enjoyed this pattern. Please don't forget to like and subscribe.